Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Teeth and Lies. My name is Tom. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be the Dungeon Master of the game. Now, Teeth and Lies is a part of an ongoing storyline. That of the Gatecrashers. They are rainbow-coloured heroes, agnostic beings who think that God's involvements... No. It's down to heroes to save the day. But first of all, let me introduce you to my players and some of our supporters and our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Nat. I use she, her pronouns, and my character, Syrah, uses she, they pronouns. Syrah is a security and interplanetary relations restoration automaton and is an alternate world version of Sarah from A Divergent Dream. Syrah was also created by Nanny, a different Nanny, this time a dimension-travelling gatecrasher, and as their name suggests, they were created to help the Gatecrashers with their interplanar work, and they've been programmed to serve the Gatecrashers directive. At all costs?
Hi, I'm Sean. I use he, him pronouns, and this is Bernard Hart, rockstar legend. And backing me up today, we've got on the bass guitar, anti-sulfuric. On the rhythm guitar, we've got anti-hydrochloric. And on the drums, we've got Ant Battery. Yes, this is Heartburn and the Art Acids.
Hi, I'm Lola, pronouns they, them, and I will be playing Irerai. Irerai the Lightbringer. Pronouns are Z, Zem, and Zir. Z is an interplanar traveler in Zero right, and is somehow recently being inducted into the gig? We don't know. We don't really understand, but there are no alternate versions of them. There's only one. What happened there?
Hello, my name's Niall. I use he, him pronouns, and my character is called Ruin, and she uses she, her pronouns. She is a dark and twisted character with a deep, sad, tragic backstory that is hidden behind an iron mask, and even more infernal iron. She's found in the depths of hell, more specifically the first layer, so not that deep when you think about it. But she died, or she would have died if it wasn't for a gatecrasher that saved her. Now, will she continue her vengeance or whatever it is that she was doing before the gatecrashers? Who knows? But we'll find out together this season in Teeth and Lies.
Check out our sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for carefully crafted click-clack math rocks for use in your favourite TTRPGs. Phoenix Dice work with recycled goods, meaning their products and packaging are all made from sustainable materials. You can go to phoenixdice.com to check out their entire selection, including some limited Roll Together dice. And if you use the code ROLLTOGETHER, all caps, at checkout, you'll get 25% off your next purchase.
Big love to our D20 club on Patreon. They're great. You're wonderful. We love you so much. And they help us keep the kobolds in line, which is very important. They get up to all sorts of cheeky jam-related activities. Anyway, the D20 club, they've created a fan Discord where you can come and chat about all things Roll Together. And they've created a wiki page to help you keep track of all of our stories, which you can find at rolltogether.fandom.com. You can join and be as cool as they are from as little as one of your local currencies per month by following the link in chat or in the description below.
We are delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. You can select your heroes and formation, then battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. And if you put !code into chat, you'll get yourself a free Electrum chest.
You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok by searching Roll Together RPG, or by following the links in chat or in the description below. If you can't join us live and want to see our previous adventures, you can catch up straight after on YouTube or on your favourite podcasting app by searching for Roll Together RPG.
Finally, we run queer-friendly tables and encourage and support trans and GNC players and characters in our games. Our players and DM may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering but acknowledge that it does happen. We welcome corrections and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. Check out Safety in Chat for content warnings and some of the safety tools that we use through the TTRPG Safety Toolkit.
Didn't they do well? Let's get to it. Let's save the multiverse. Hello, denizens of the multiverse. How you all doing? Welcome to episode 3 of Teeth and Lies. And today it is Carnival. Actually, it's the wedding of a very important person, a vicomte. As you can see, some of us are all dressing up, and some of us happen to be rock and roll stars who are supporting other musicians. So let's have a quick.
I shaved.
No, folks, it's been like a day in recording, and like Niall's beard's gone. I've taken the hair from Niall, and it's growing up. It's fine. We love the passage of time. Anyway, what happened last episode? Our heroes, alongside a couple of Gatecrashers, were taken to a plane of ice to go escort two political prisoners, I think was the term that kept being thrown around. One, the Perivirdi, the snake lady, and the other one, the former possible apocalypse bringer, Broken Glass, known more colloquially as so it was actually turned out that the prisoners are gone, seemingly snatched away, and a jackalope, whose name is Twist, for those of you who watched my previous stuff, know that he is the Knight of the Autumn Forest, was left to die. But our heroes here saved the boy's life. Thus followed a series of adventures when they discovered one of the horrible Yule lads, Candle Snatcher, who was it was a waxy boy. There followed a lot of fire, a lot of stabbings. Ultimately, Ruin stole the dead man's candle and also took the knife that had been put into Twist. And the knife started going, "Hey, we could kill people." And Ruin was like, "Yeah, I know. I'm not doing this because you tell me to."
It's what you do with a knife.
Dodoy. They worked out that a portal had been made, and that led to the house of Grula, the Witch of the Ice, and also mother to the horrible Yule lads. A conversation was had. It was revealed that Gatey, the possessed Gatecrasher automaton, has now corrupted some Valkyries, which is fine. Nothing worried about those fine ladies fighting you. There was a series of conversations. Mostly, you have to be very polite when it comes to witches. When the Yule lads were called to their dinner, it was found out that Candle Snatcher was dead. And Meat Hook swore revenge while Ruin was like, "Hey, what's your name?" Meat Hook? Cool, I'll just borrow that for later. The agreement made with Grula was simply that no harm could befall them while they were in her realm. A plate, one that would belong to poor old Candle Snatcher, was taken. And as our heroes were preparing to leave to go follow this stolen party, Ruin started getting more ideas about how a silver key, the means of traveling the multiverse, might work. I trust Ruin implicitly with my life. So, our heroes have now arrived in what is basically a medieval castle, and the orcish maitre d' simply informed them that they were all, by token of arriving at the party, must obviously be guests for the wedding that's about to occur. And that is where we are going to start. So, yes, I think we are going to start. I'll have you all roll performance checks to basically see how fancy your clothing is. We are currently in a massive hall. It is very French castle feeling. I know I've said medieval, but I want you to think of Beauty and the Beast, where we have a massive ballroom. Around there are fancy dressed, mostly humans. There are a few other species here. They are all in their long coats, their beautiful ball dresses. Everyone is masked. There are servants in blood red livery walking around offering vol au vents. There is a band in the corner, like a string band, playing a gentle waltz as people... This is relatively early in the party, so people are sort of just gently waltzing. As I'm about to introduce our heroes, but for those of you with a high perception, you can see it's the sort of thing that there are various well-dressed gentlemen and ladies having little conversations. Things are being passed to each other. This is very much a sort of a gathering of the various houses to have conversations. Everything seems pleasant at the moment. As I said, it's the light of the sun is slowly setting, and at the end there is a big archway covered in roses. But as I said, my friends, my heroes here are all going to have a chance to talk to some people and mostly to have some food. By the way, audience, I've given them a short rest as they have been handed over to basically one of the finest tailors in the multiverse. You want a Lady Gaga t-shirt? I don't know what that is, but I could try and get you one. So can people shout out what their performance checks were, please, and thank you.
22 for Syrah.
Syrah,
Holy
22.
shit.
I knew I'd fluff this roll. I rolled a 21,
21.
which is a 6 on the dice.
Look, there's no shame in being upstaged by the tiny little robot girl.
I thought I'd done well with an 18.
Ruin, my dear, you've done very well.
Lola has
Lola's good. Lola's got
Lola
an
has
expression.
something face.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I rolled a 2, so Irarai has a -1. No, as in no, sorry.
Unnatural.
Irarai has a -1 for performance, so I have a 1. At least it's not natural. So yeah, basically none of this.
For those listening to the podcast, Irai has taken their clothes off. Which is, I would say, I want to, like, it's almost like an intimidation role. I'm like, yeah, I don't believe in marriage. Boom.
No, I think it's more of a case of Irarai, when confronted with the idea of changing what they're wearing, is like, no, this outfit is perfect. It is perfectly breezy and ideal for fighting in. Why would I ever change it? So it's just has the normal wraps.
Irai's just like, I'm not changing. It's also worth pointing out there are I'll quickly cover the NPCs because I just kept giving myself NPCs. Very simply, the half-elf Gatecrasher. For those watching the stream and those listening to podcasts, I'll explain what Tom is currently wearing, which is a sort of long black jacket, buttons, is now wearing a rainbow tie and a small black sort of domino mask. Is sort of like white braided hair. Yes, that's the thing. His longish hair, he sort of braided some gold and actually got some rainbow thread into it. And I probably should roll a performance check for him, but I'm just like, he looks nice. He's well dressed. The Free Queen, he's dressed as a cowboy. he's got a little cowboy hat and multiple arms, and he's like, this is very, very exciting. Little cowboy boots.
On all of the legs?
On all the legs. There's rainbow, and there's also lots of there's pink as well. He's a pink pony girl now. Just he's having a great time. It's bless him. The Free Queen probably has not ever really appreciated the intensity of this entire situation, and just taking the opportunity to dress up. Not unlike Irai, Twist, the jackalope, has been like, I'm going to head home shortly, so and they were like, well, you could, yeah, well, I'm going to get to the tailor in a moment. The tailor has basically said, well, you could try something, and sort of Twist covered in blood, clean the blood off, and let like the because he's wearing what would be leather armor, but is actually leaves. So like autumny leaves, and it's very awkwardly like standing, holding like a non-alcoholic champagne. I was like, cheers. So yes, those NPCs are currently scattered, but most importantly, welcome to the best dressed of the Roll Together universe. It is my absolute pleasure, with a 22, to introduce Syrah. Syrah, who are you wearing? What are you wearing? And if you give yourself a title, how do you want to be introduced?
Oh, not a title. You didn't prepare us for this. I've got to think of a title on the fly. What? Outrageous.
I will talk more about the pink pony girls. So there's a lovely boots, and yes, I think.
Okay. I think.
Yeah.
To be clear, the prevailing style at this party is French, somewhere between the 18th and 19th century.
There's the sort of like aristocratic look, yes.
No, but Tom.
Oh, sorry.
Historical dresses here. What is the vibe? Because Syrah would be specific.
Okay. This is where I just say something Russian, and I was like, "It's the court of king." Yes, let us. Hey, when was the Sun King?
Louis XIV. So it's 1700s, so 18th century.
Would you accept? Would you set the look of the Sun King?
Yeah, absolutely. And is it expected that guests are supposed to conform to this style?
Yes. But it is the sort of thing that there are. I mean, you would feel like the locals are all dressed like this, but there are, as I said, it's mostly humans. But then there is also like there are wood elves who are like twist in like the leafy dresses. So you're welcome to bring your own style.
Sure.
Or actually, so the tailor is human, big, almost like Richter's grin. There's almost something insectoid about them, but as they're sort of like leaning in and they're like, "Yes, my dear, how can I help you?"
Okay. My other question is, I know this is unlikely, but is this, does Syrah recognize this realm at all? Is there anything like, have I been here before? Have I been prepared for this realm, even if I haven't been here?
I think sort of, to give you something for free, I think Nanny has probably prepared you with general, this is what happens when we go to like a fancy ball. So you've got you probably haven't been to this exact realm, but you've had dance lessons, and you've been taught like the various, the girl knows how to gavotte, for example. But yes, so you have understanding of, and I think that the way you were trained wasn't just a simple like, here's an insert. I want you to picture a little old lady and this mechanic as go, and 1, 2, 3, 4. If we're going for another thing, it is A Knight's Tale, and 1 and 2, and your hand should be like, yes. So I'll give you advantage on dance for this. But yes, so yes, you haven't necessarily been here before, but you've got a general idea of how the Call of the Sun King basically works.
Okay, so I think Syrah will look around the room and try and clock anyone who looks like they might be the equivalent of a child, because they know how they read. And we'll settle. Are there any children here? Or adults?
Yes, there are some sort of. There's some children among the serving staff, like page boys, but there are a few, to be honest, fancy gentlemen and ladies, who are very much dressed like their parents, sort of again long coats. Sorry, that's been consumed by the thumbs up. Yes. Right. There's like a weird mixture, because there is also like, let's say among the humans, there's the feeling of like, you're dressing like your parents, and then among like the elves, where it's like that's just like a little bear. It's just like clearly like a 5-year-old elf in bearskin with like the little ears. It's almost like the Lost Boys in Peter Pan, where it's just like, where did you get that?
Okay.
What are you trying to do?
With all this information, Cyril will sort of take a moment to process, and then say, "Understood. I wish to conform to protocol. However, I must be prepared in the event of action required. So, please may I have that with those?" And is pointing at a young boy in sort of breeches and a sort of a shirt situation, but is also requesting the big sort of double side bustle. I know there's an official name for them, and the Nat that studied costume in the past is kicking herself for not knowing this in the moment. But the 2 side bustles that they had, with a sort of corset situation over the top of the shirt, but there's no sort of like bosoms going on. So you've got that sort of shape of shirt, corset, and the big hipped skirt, but there's no sort of skirt at the front. You've just got breeches and the buckle shoes with the socks up to the knees. And then it's probably got a little bit of a like a ruffy collar at the back. And then, but to acknowledge that they are part of the Gatecrashers, the big skirt hoops will be like that part of the skirt will be all in rainbow colors.
Delightful. The tailor is like, easily done. Again, sort of lifts up their hands and starts sort of like, you've been sort of like led slightly aside from your compatriots, and you can see that basically, I know there isn't really a thing for this in D&D. They're casting like cloth magic, as sort of like things are moving.
It's a Vestamancer.
There you go. Sean knows. The creator of the Dentomancers knows their other species of magic. Yes, so again, like the hands are moving, and you can. It's a bit like he's cast Mage Hand multiple times, as you can see. Sort of things are moving, and it doesn't take that long really, and you feel it, and yes, it's beautiful. You have, as I said, been taken aside. You're keeping your weapons. Do you have armor?
Yes. In a way, parts of Syrah are armor, but they do wear a breastplate.
Do you want to keep that on? Do you want that worked? You want that worked into the?
Yeah, maybe instead of the corset, we've got the breastplate over the.
It's like with like a certain amount of like prestidigitation and sort of like it's sort of like there is an illusionary magic to it, which I think you can work out that if that's happening, and there doesn't seem to have been any like no weapon. Yeah, you still got your pole. Yes, so that's.
It's not the full beehive, but the hair has been swept up, and there's a big rainbow feather, like ostrich feather, kind of curling up out the back.
Decadence. Utter decadence here in the court. Beautiful. I will. Syrah, are you going to head in, or are you going to wait to see what your compatriots are wearing?
I will absolutely wait for everyone else.
Absolutely. Next up, Bernard Bernhardt. The tailor turns his eyes to you. My flamey friend. What kind of decadence do you wish for tonight?
I mean, what have you got in black that's not flammable?
Again, sort of like reaches back. Not asbestos, of course. We've got a series of honed stuff from the plane of fire. What are you feeling? What a look. Waistcoat. Sort of looking at what you're currently wearing. It's like, I think I can do stuff with this.
I mean, basically, I just Googled hair metal outfits, and I think Bernard's wearing all of them. Imagine someone's trying to dress like all 4 members of Kiss at the same time.
So I'm imagining
also
a lot
with,
of
like big feathery pauldrons.
Yeah, I'm imagining pauldrons. I'm imagining buckles. I'm imagining. How high do you think your boots are?
At least a foot.
Yeah. Again, Taylor starts watching. You're watching as it's coming on. Speaking of kiss, do you want face makeup?
Yes.
What do you pick your poison?
I think we're going to stick with the flame theme, but it's going to be kind of white fire coming out of the eyes, but with like a black outline, almost as if the fire is casting a shadow, which is impossible, but it is.
Again, the moving of the hands and the, as you're feeling like as multiple belt buckles are being attached and you're feeling like cream being rubbed on, and then your hair. How do you want your hair done?
Intriguing.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is for the first time in a very long time. Bernard's hair is going to be, instead of in a kind of mohawk, it's going to be parted down the middle so that it kind of comes down. But when it's not rising up, it kind of trails in smoke. So like the ends look like they're just fumes.
As you just yes.
Sick.
It's absolutely wow, y'all. Yeah. Any. Again, as I've just got this strong visual image. All of you feel free to throw stuff in later, because where you're like, this is aesthetic rather than game. But yes, so feel free. Bernard, you, I think as you look yourself in the mirror, I want to say you're like, next tour. This is again. You sort of like finger gun yourself. You're like, solid. You look. You're Bernard Heart, baby. Yeah. Yes. You come out. You can see Sarah now. Ruin. Again, this is all been sort of like the weird thing. Like you've all been talking to the tailor individually. It's not like in out. The tailor's sort of like, yes. The mask. Is that? Do you want to work that into your style, my friend? Or?
I feel like so Ruin takes off the armor, revealing just the iron mask, and she's got this kind of like black, almost like skin suit, I guess, that's sleeveless, and the armor retracts back into these like bracelets go over her arms, and I think like because what she's being asked of is to basically like design a dress for herself, and she's not done that for a long time, and I feel like the tailor, probably being a professional, can probably read that like body language. Probably just smells the hellfire coming off of her armor and just sort of goes like, "Oh no, I've got this," and gives her like similar to the sort of the skin tight look, very modern dress. So like skin tight, black with a slit, armless, allowing the metals to sort of like be like jewelry on her arms, but the dress itself is black. But when you look at it, you can see that it almost burns with like hellfire crackling underneath. So you can see it's almost like moving consistently. When the sort of like insectoid tailor wants to like take the mask off, she's just like, "No, get off of me."
That's fine. Don't worry. We can.
But she lets him like plait her hair into, because she's usually just got it into a messy bun. She allows the insectoid to like plait her hair into this sort of like thick plait that weighs her hair down, but has been tied up with what look like almost brimstone, like embers, but they're actually jewels
and
that dot around her hair. And because her hair is quite dark brown, it looks like her hair's almost on fire, smoldering away with her dress as well.
And because you had
Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm feeling very that sort of like, is it Tiger or whatever? It's like, I'm going to design you the perfect dresses, and also because you had a good wash episode 1, so this is very Katniss. Yeah,
She's had a wash.
She's had a wash.
Yes, Ruin. Anything else you want to?
Not really. I feel like maybe there's like some gloves added to it that kind of are delicate and sort of spindle their way around her forearms. And maybe they reach, maybe they are arm length and they reach up to where the metal is. But like fingerless.
Yeah. Again, it's worth pointing out. I made it clear with Sira. I haven't made it clear for the other two. Your weapons are left. You know, your weapons are worked into it. You're not. Your armor. If you want to keep your armor, it's apart from, I said, Ruin, where you've now sucked yours back in. Ruin emerges, and then we get the fun that is Eri. Lola, have you just simply been like, did you not enter the rooms?
It's like, you'll be getting undressed and being vulnerable. I will stand guard or something. Clearly, all the effort I put into Lola's attempt at cosplaying something out the window. So now, obviously,
no. I think it would roll another performance check. No, okay. I'm gonna roll a persuasion check for the tailor, who's like, "Are you absolutely sure, my friend? I understand you don't want to be exposed, but there are other ways, hidden weapons, ways that, I can see that.
Weapon.
Of course you are. I take it 17 is not going to convince you. I can do marvelous things, I understand. Maybe even... Maybe just illusionary stuff. Yeah, go on, roll your performance again.
Okay. Eri, I understand that you do not believe costuming to be required for your task. However, if this place is, if social norms necessitate us blending in, perhaps it might be worth it.
I don't think you understand that the dice do not want this to be a thing. Because I rolled a 4, which makes it a 3. Okay, it's like we're advancing by 2s, clearly.
Incrementally, we're getting there.
It was just the thing. I always feel like the performance check is how well you feel in it. I'm happy to put Eri in something beautiful, and Eri just being like, "This is not what I wanted."
I feel deeply uncomfortable.
I don't like this.
Yeah. Well, I am cold, so we're gonna.
Yes. Hooray!
Anyway, so.
Yeah. Does Eri get made up at all?
I think that the allows some faffing, but it's mostly illusionary, and it's just on top. And Z is deeply grumpy about it.
Which is the perfect feeling when you're going to a wedding, where you're just like, I'm dressed up, but I don't like this. Mm-hmm. What do you think your illusionary dress looks like?
So it's not a dress.
Dress, as in the grand. Yeah.
So Eri has a sash.
For podcast listeners, someone is biting a cat. Good luck guessing who it is. You'll be surprised.
You will.
Yeah. Eri wears a sash and layered skirts because they enable them to easily disguise where their legs are when moving, and kind of create that illusion of people not being able to see where a kick is coming from. So I think it's more of those skirts with a more colorful upgrade to the sash. So it's kind of like on both sides instead of just the one, and they're a little bit less underdressed. And a little bit less cold.
As a compromise, where you're just like, ugh. Actually, maybe wearing some sashes is a good idea, but the tailor sort of fish is like, marvelous.
So no fancy descriptions.
No,
There is
just
really
sen-
not. It's not that
sensible, warm clothing for what is going to be, a large pool. All four of you come. You all have a moment of like looking at each other, and like, okay, yeah. The tailor's like, well, friends, I hope you have a wonderful evening, and as all thumbs come up, good luck, and scuttles back into the shadows. Gatecrasher, the elfin one, coming out and like, right. So that was Taylor. Seems to turn up to all sorts of fancy shindigs. The fact that he's here shows this is probably.
Of them?
Oh yes, no. I said they're the multiversal Taylor. They turn up at fancy shindigs.
And they're called Taylor.
They are called Taylor. Just Taylor.
There's some predisposition for you.
Well, quite. Just sort of awkwardly looking as like Taylor scuttles backwards.
Is it like Gatecrasher, whereby if you take upon the mantle of Taylor, you become known as Taylor?
I honestly believe that Taylor is eternal. Taylor always is. Yes, I don't know if it's like Gatecrasher's sort of like looking at you and you're like, cool, we're like a weird multiversal anti-god group. We're not sure what Taylor is, but Taylor seems benevolent and just really cares about people looking nice. So we're like,
Stitch in Time.
boom. Available in all good shops. Yeah.
It's not unusual to change your name. You really think my name's Ruin?
You really think my name's Bernard?
I was giving them both a look.
I feel like Ruin's looking at Bernard like,
Yeah.
why would you ever change your name to Bernard? That's what her eyes are saying. She doesn't say it out loud, but she's looking at you like...
It's very exotic from where Bernard comes from.
But everybody's called Christopher.
No, at least 3 Quiquestifers.
Callissus. I've heard you change your name. Yeah, call me Greg. Wow, so exotic.
Actually, my name's Cole. You're like, oh, right, good for you. The Free Queen's like, my name wasn't always Gatecrasher. No, they know Gatecrasher.
Cool story, bro.
Thank you, Bernard. This multi-legged cowboy, pink rainbow cowboy's like, shall we go participate in the festivities then?
Sarah, I believe you were going to say something.
I believe it would be proper if we do that. Sarah has just been through this time, sort of recalibrating with the shape of the dress that she's wearing. They're called panniers. Panniers is what they are. So figuring out, like, just calculating the difference between I can go through that gap, but I cannot go through the gap that I used to go through anymore without turning sideways, and things like that. So whilst everyone else has been getting dressed, they've sort of been like stepping forwards and backwards and turning swiftly to see how the inertia changes, and sort of going, understood.
I think that's a very cute background thing, like this conversation, and we're just seeing you go forwards, backwards, pivot. Yeah.
You've got to understand how the swish affects your maneuverability.
Folks, I never think about how my swish is going to be affected, and that's why I don't get invited to all the fancy parties. I mean, I've got this mask and everything, but one day.
No, I don't care whether you're in D&D or in real life. If you are wearing a big dress, you've got to see if it passes the "Do I look like I'm running? Can I look like a princess running through a gothic castle in this dress?" test.
It's very true. If you've taken nothing away from this episode, the party approaches the orcish maitre d', the master of the house. Good evening. I will.
Sorry, I was waiting for him to like break out into song.
Master. Oh my dear, you're so well.
Yes.
And to be fair, there are now multiple. Look, there are multiple songs that Thomas could break into, but he's not going to. Yes, the maitre d' is like, good evening, welcome. As you said, as you are here, you are obviously guests of the master. How would you like to be introduced? The Free Queen's like, Gatecrasher. Now introducing Gatecrasher. And you just there's no evasive look, and there's a few people like, cowboy boots. Who wants to be next?
We'll follow after Throw-Queen Gatecrasher. Sir Syrah, defender of the Gatecrashers.
Introducing Sir Syrah, defender of the Gatecrashers. There is polite applause. Make a if you could just make a perception check.
Ooh.
Depends how much you care about people watching you.
If it is deemed socially important, then they do care. 12.
Okay. 12. There are various people sort of looking at you. As said, it's a sort of thing like people. You maybe get actually make an insight if that's okay.
Oh no. Actually, I say I know that's about the same. Slightly better roll though, 16.
16. It's that sort of thing where it's difficult to work out if people are looking at you because, one, you look very fabulous, two, because they know what a gatecrasher is, or they just like looking at people when they come in. But there are, like I said, the elves are looking at you. There's various humanoids. There's, again, sort of most of them in the long flowing coats. There is a red-haired woman holding a green fan in front of her face, just gently wafting it, and sort of looks at you intrigued. Yeah, so Syrah, you're entered. Who's next?
I think that Irai would storm in next.
Okay, are you just entering?
We'll say Irai the Lightbringer.
Introducing Irai the Lightbringer. How much do you care about being observed?
Oh, absolutely. Is going to be looking out to see if there is anyone that recognizes his name and their name, and very specifically if anyone shies away.
Interesting. Make a perception first.
But my passive is 19.
I know.
This dice really fucking hates.
Put it in jail. Get a new one. Oh no,
Definitely
Lola.
needs to go in jail.
As you a 1. Irai, it's just such a. This is not your scene. This is just such
So deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That Zir actually manages to trip over the skirts as he enters.
There is a collective gasp. You just hear, "Oh my," from the woman with the phone.
Can I rush forwards to try and help catch Irai and try and style it out as a grand entrance?
Absolutely.
Like a stunt entrance.
What do you want to do? Performance? Do you want to?
Can I do her?
History. Yes, you can.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's going to be a performance.
Yep. Roll performance.
Oh, 23.
Yes. How do you manage to make it not look like the Lightbringer's just about to?
I have seen how dexterous Irai is in combat before. So, how are you picturing yourself falling?
Oh, it's because this entrance is deeply uncomfortable, and it's more just that Zira's not looking around, so it's very much a kind of, "Ooh, I hate this," and is trying to look straight ahead, but misses the step, perhaps in front of them, and
so they're going like forward stagger rather
Yeah.
than slipping down on their bum stagger.
Oh yeah. So we're not looking around.
I think there is a slight step, so you can do like stand there and then you like descend, and everyone's like, ah. So yes, Irai misses the step going forwards. Syrah.
I'm going to dash forwards and try and, because I still have my banneret, throw my banneret forwards for Irai to grab onto and provide a stable platform to you, for you to kind of flip over it.
Is that an acrobatics?
Yes, roll acrobatics.
I chose a different.
Come on now.
I chose a different dice, and I rolled a 4. I only get a +4.
Would it be with
it's
help?
an 8.
Yes, roll with advantage, please. The scandal. This will be the top.
Understand. I think. You know what? I'm sorry, everyone, but it's clear that I need to get the other dice box out.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
Another box of dice, because this bag of dice is not cutting it. Right. Let's see.
What did you do? Did you curse these dice?
Were you
I
rude
have
to a
no
witch,
idea.
Lola? We tell you not to be rude to a
Well,
witch.
to be fair, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's Gorilla. Right. Like, so which one do I use?
told you not to murder my sons. What did you do?
Which one do I use?
No, she didn't.
It's true. I didn't say a thing.
Okay, so
Please.
like we have these 2 green ones, we have these 2 blue ones, we've got these.
Ooh.
I have a lot of dice, people.
Let's
They're beautiful.
Go
yes.
green. Join
Go
me
green.
on the green dice.
Yeah.
I got green
Okay,
dice.
so we'll go for green with these are actually endless dice, but we'll go
Hey.
green with some leafies
So-
and hope that
Yes.
this one is rolling better.
Acrobatics.
That is a 16, which makes it a not natural 20.
Beautiful.
So- What happens
You-
is I can't see anything, but I stumble as a banneret comes in the way, and Irai grabs it one-handed, swings themselves over with a little twirl upside down, and lands in a kind of not 3-point stance, but a just their legs like in a good stance and bows with their staff out. So still can't fully see everyone around them, but out of the corner of their eye, maybe their passive perception. is,
You get a little
potential people.
prestidigitated like tiny firework behind you as you land.
You hear the very. It's the sort of thing where people are like, yes, good. Yes. Everyone's like, yes, good. Okay, with your passive, the red-headed woman is looking at you, is looking over her fan at you. It's like,
Oh my
And-
god.
Insight.
sure,
I'm still rolling the same dice now.
yeah.
We'll see.
Roll inside.
Sick flip,
It's
friend.
cocked. It's a cock, and we
You got to respect it though.
yeah.
Mm.
It's a 13. Please.
13.
No, it's a 17.
17. The how can one comprehend fancy lady at a ball? But is looking at you with, I think, as I said, oh my, that sort of thing of like, how very interesting. Possibly that sort of thing. I don't think there's malice in that, but it's sort of like, if there was any attempt for this party to be slightly undercover, you've just blown it. You have made yourself the center of attention at someone else's party. And there is actually...
it's very, very poor taste.
It is, but also sort of like... for the other two, the Gatecrasher, it's just like... Right, just looks at you. Look, I'm not telling you two what to do, but maybe don't... Actually, puts his hands up and is like, Gatecrasher. Really? Introducing Gatecrasher. Gatecrasher walks in, waves, pauses, looks at the red-haired woman, goes, God, and walks in. Yes, who's next?
I think Bernard's probably raring to go at this point.
Oh, Bernard, this is your stage.
And under his breath, he's just like, well, I wasn't going to do it, but seeing these little fireworks.
Yeah.
He's going to say to the maitre d', you can introduce me as Prince Orban Cornlith Rule.
Prince Orban Cornlith Rule. Right. Introducing Prince Orban Cornlith Rule! And...
pyrotechnics, fireworks, like a Catherine reel sprouting out of his back. Everything within 10 feet of me has to make a constitution saving throw. It's blinded, by the way.
I'm sorry, Mr. Orc. Let's just roll. It's a nat 20. he sort of sees it, and you kind of like touch it, and like a visor goes across, so he looks very much like he's at a rave, and then looks. Yes. I think the rest of your party have stepped down, but then fireworks. Boom, boom, boom. You step out. Would you like to roll? I guess roll. This is another chance to roll performance, or.
I'll give it a go. Why not?
Yeah.
That's a bit meatier. 28.
28. It's the there's actually you just hear marvelous fireworks. A bit early in the evening, but
I'm taking the steps one at a time, like one foot, air guitar.
The band has started playing whatever is the 18th century version of like Back in Black as you're coming down. Yes. Back in Black. You majestically step down. I mean, I'll give it to you for free. Everyone's currently looking at you because you, not unlike folks who are watching the stream. Whenever any of my players set off the fireworks, everything kind of went dark. The fireworks happened, and then it came back up, and everyone was like, "Oh, marvelous fireworks!" Do you want to make any kind of perception or insight?
I guess you said that there was like. Mostly humans, but there were
mostly humans. There's a few. I keep mentioning the elves. There's a couple of tieflings, a few dwarves.
Any other fire genasi?
There is one water genasi who is basically taking care of the drinks, but yeah, no fire genasi that you can currently see.
I might go over to the other elemental and just try to make awkward conversation.
You're right. Get you a drink.
Hey, what have you got that's...
Right, thanks for asking. We got various champagnes, we got mocktails, we got cocktails, we got the master's wine. What did you be having?
Whiskey?
You know it. Straight.
Do you have triple malt?
Make a persuasion with advantage.
Oh, 100% make a persuasion with advantage. Where's my persuasion? That is... Oh, I'm glad I had advantage. Another 28. I think there's still a little bit of sparkle.
Heavy pour. And then just heartburn. Good to see you. You don't know this, Genasi, but your reputation precedes you. You've been travelling. A bit like Syrah was asking. You possibly have been to this realm. This is not complete. It's not your vibe, but you've done things where you've been like, yeah, we've once again, like in the first episode, we kicked it up in a. Turns out these lords and ladies, they know how to get down. But yes, you're given a heavy pour of your triple malt.
I'm gonna pull a pen because I always have a pen on me. I'm gonna sign the napkin heartburn and then pass it back to them.
He happily takes it and he's like, you keep coming back, have a good night.
My whiskey's probably boiling by this point. But...
Oh yeah, just Ruin as you are standing with Twist, who's just like, I'm not sure I really want to go in, but
then stay outside.
Yeah,
she turns.
No, again, this isn't like, oh, you convinced me. Twist is like, no, it's not my vibe. Yes, so you turn to the orcs like, yes.
I'll be introduced as Lady Ruin, the ghost of Avernus.
Now introducing Lady Ruin, the ghost of Avernus. You step out. Are you going to try and do anything elaborate to get attention on you?
No, I would like to make my way around the room, investigating by listening into people's conversations and just walking around, like very casually picking up a drink that I don't drink. You know, like just sort of like making like slow walks across the room whilst looking like at the other side of the room. But what I'm doing is sort of I'm making an investigation to see how much information I can glean about whose wedding this is. You know, why we might even be here.
Yes,
we're not really sure yet.
No, that's very fair. Are you trying to be super sneaky?
No, I'm trying to. I'm not even like. It's one of those things that being stealthy or being incognito isn't even a thought.
No,
she's literally just walking around, and in that sense, I guess that in itself is incognito because she's just being a normal person in a room.
So it's not a stealth roll. I think just roll an investigation check as you are. We're going to do this, and then I'm going to throw it open to anyone who wants to do stuff.
It was a 24.
24. You are just so Ruin. Are you entering conversations, or you're just sort of like standing, paying attention?
It's like constantly moving, and then if I can hear something that's interesting enough, she'd probably just stand and listen to it without engaging. If somebody engages her, that's different, but like what she's doing is basically getting a read of the room. It's like when you don't know anyone anywhere, you have the privilege of being able to walk anywhere because nobody will fucking talk to you. And that's what she's doing. She's just walking around with the privilege of not knowing anyone.
I think that's
and just
fair.
listening into conversation, looking at the tables. Like, is there like names on the tables? Is there like congratulations, welcome to the marriage of Zinthara? Do you know what I mean? Like
it is the marriage of Zinthara. Yes,
just like those kind of things. Literally observing the room, taking as much in as she can.
Okay. I think that's sort of taking it in. Again, there's a lot of like nobility here. There's a lot of everyone here seems wealthy, but wealthy in very different ways. You know, so like a wood elf's wealth is very different than So this is the wedding of the Vicomte de Perrault. I will spell. So Vicomte is Vicomte. I swear there's no anagram here. De De Perral. No, ALT. Yeah, Perrault.
I just need this posted in chat.
I will pop it in. I will pop it in the chat. Like I said, this isn't an anagram. This is a man's name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Let Sean have some time with it. Speaking of,
fine,
actually, while we're
fine.
doing spellings, Sean, how is Corbeth Rule spelt?
Oh, I'm going to tell you this is not an anagram either because
What?
Exactly the same as you. I was just like, oh, I need to come up with a new name. Okay.
I'm outraged.
No, I went on behindthename.com and picked some things that meant red and fire.
Nice. Folks, that is the way Tom gets characters. Where he's like, what is green in another language? Okay, so the Vicomte de Perrault, weirdly, no one sort of like is saying, no one has met his bride, but it seems to be. And I think like with a 24, this isn't his first marriage. He seems to, and there's a little bit of talk about like going, oh, of course we all know what happened to the last one. Well, we don't. Well, quite. As a few people are like, so yes, the Vicomte isn't currently present. He's probably preparing as they expect that there will be a presentation of him and his bride in the after vol-au-vents are had. Now, any other sort of like big questions? You wanted sort of like vibe. You wanted anything else you really want to?
Not really. I think.
Yeah.
I think. You know, she's found out that that this isn't his first wife by the sounds of things. I think that's kind of.
And
enough.
I also think, because you were like, why are we here? And then people have been sort of like going, well, of course, you know, sort of the Vicomte is a powerful, rich man. He's travelled the world. There is actually sort of one lady who's like, and you know, I hear that he has risen up through into the aristocracy, not born into it, a made man. And a few of them are like, oh, how disgusting, but very powerful. Those stories you're hearing is the Vicomte is a pirate. The Vicomte is won his money in a duel. The Vicomte, you know, is has a lover in every port. It's that sort of thing. You also get a feeling a lot of these people have never actually met him, and this, you know, while they hear the stories that he has been married multiple times, they never actually get to see him. He seems to travel a lot. Yes. Yes. There currently isn't. There isn't, because you said it's their like name place. No, the tables aren't out yet. Although you can. Obviously not really over the music, but like paying attention. Like food is being prepared. There's probably going to be vol-au-vents, the introduction of the happy couple food, and then the wedding, which I know isn't normally the way you do it, but people want to eat. Yes, Ruin. Any other final questions before I throw it open to the
how many doors lead out of this room?
Okay, so. Currently, there is the one with the stairs. If you keep going about, I want to say 120 feet, more stairs opening up to very large windows. There is like, you can sort of see, I mean, it's getting dark, but there's obviously like a large garden with a maze. There are doors out to the left, by there, doors out to the right, in sort of like the glass house looking. There's also, if you're facing where the garden is to your right, there is a series of corridors which probably lead to the kitchens as a sort of like servant's exit entrance. But that seems to be, like when you came in, you were sort of like teleported into like the foyer where there were large staircases. This seems like it's a large castle mansion. Yeah.
Well, I guess she'll end at the top of one of the staircases, looking out one of the large windows and just sort of having a little look out at the maze, I guess. And the, is it countryside further across?
It is. It's sort of like you're looking, and it's sort of like very well tended, like lawn, gravel, like high maze, but because you're sort of like looking out. And I think, what's your passive perception?
No, not very good. 12.
12. It's getting a bit dark. You're like, I think you would be like, I think there's woods out there. We're probably in the midst of like quite. It's weird that this is all very well tended, and then it looks like wilderness out there.
Yes.
How else would you get to a mysterious castle apart from through the woods, into the woods? Yes. So Ruin is currently looking at the big dark forest. Quick time check. Okay, we are good. What would y'all like to do as we wait for the happy couple?
I think after the others have come in, Cyril will go to Irorai, having actually stuck their landing now. Are you quite all right?
I am fine. These accoutrements are discomforting.
I understand, but that is not your usual level of deportment. Pull it together.
You're quite right. I'll endeavor to be better in future.
Regardless, we have made an entrance for ourselves and have been noticed. So we may as well use that to our advantage, rather than trying to sneak around.
Will you
Oh
be
my.
taking the left side or the right side of the ballroom?
I was going to approach the children.
The Eri pauses, and then Z nods as if to say, quite right, yes, of course, that makes the most sense.
Although I do have a question. Is Thrycreen Gatecrasher still nearby us?
Has gone over to the same table that Bernard's by, and has got multiple drinks in their hand, so is not far away. But if you need to get them, yeah.
I do have a follow-up question. And you might have told me this already, Tom, but I'm sorry, it's been a while since we recorded the first episode. How well was Syrah briefed after the Trust and Glass encounters?
Interesting. So, after the Trust and Glass encounters, I mean, you were going through an incredibly difficult time because your Gatecrasher was absconded with, supposedly. I think I said you were passed from Gatecrasher to Gatecrasher until this Gatecrasher. I think you will have been given information.
What I'm angling for here, Tom, is Nat feels like she knows who the woman with the red hair is, but needs to figure out if Syrah clocks it enough.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. She's just a lovely southern lass who's coming with a green fan.
It's not someone that Bernard met in a previous adventure.
I don't know, Bernard. No, I don't know if Bernard met this one. But I mean, I have absolutely no idea what any of you are talking about. Syrah, what would you like to? Would you like to make a? I'd say you could make a history roll with advantage on this.
Thank you. Okay. That is an 18.
Who do you think this is?
Sylvie.
Impossible. Sylvie dies. I have no idea who you're talking about. Yeah, of course it's Sylvie. For those of you... okay, folks, quick lore drop here. There are multiple versions of Loki. Not even the version... This is not including the version of Loki that Niall has. This is from an alternate universe. At the end of Trust and Grass, a version of the Trickster God basically took over a body of Josh's character Jakarth, and has been currently wandering around disguised as a red-headed woman. For those of you from the first episode would know, one of the large paintings that were being made by the Penguins was a red-headed woman whose mouth was constantly bleeding from needle wounds. The fact that a red-headed woman who is currently covering her mouth and is reacting very strong to the Gatecrashers, she's not being subtle. You clock this, and I think I want to say, Syrah, almost like a file starts clicking. It's a bit like for those of you who ever play Metroid Prime or something, when you scan and then all this information is and there's a rotating figure of
with a bright yellow outline around her.
You have now tagged. She is again just she has taken the hands of a gentleman, and while holding a fan over her mouth is gently waltzing, and I think clocks you and turns so the guys and basically she's trying to block you using this large man who's it's been a while since I've danced, but a lovely lady like you. Syrah, yellow outline.
We'll pull Irarai over towards Thrycreen, Gatecrasher, and Bernard. I think you should all know that whilst we are here looking for Perivaldi and we may have further issues.
What sort of issues are you talking about, Assistant?
The woman in the red hair. I believe it may be a version of the Loki that caused some of the Gatecrashers' problems previously.
Oh shit.
Says Bernard with his malt. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Are the other two of you being like Gatecrasher has just looked directly at her? The rest of you trying to be subtle or?
Yes, I'm staring more at them. I will be out of the corner of my eyes, kind of just taking a glance, but the rest is like, you have left your enemies alive?
She was not my enemy directly, otherwise I would have tried, but I do believe that she is part god, so it is not as simple as all that. And if I clock Gatecrasher just turning and directly staring, we'll just sort of gently take one of their hands. Please, in this society, I believe it is rude to stare.
Oh, sorry. Again, is wearing like a large cowboy hat. Is like, sorry. Lovely sconces. drinks some champagne. Ah, champagne. It's like drinking the stars. How did he get drunk so quickly? But bless him. Half elf Gatecrasher has kind of like was nearby and clocked it, and is like sort of slightly comes up and is like, right, yes, good eye, Sarah. I do think that's worrying that our enemies are here, and that one is also present. Does seem more than a coincidence.
Do you think that she was involved in the kidnapping of Perivaldi and...
I hope not. She's more chaotic. I mean, she does have a dislike of us, but it was more... Well, she hates Jakaf. For those of you who watched the one shot with Jakaf, Jakaf basically screwed Loki over and then went to the Gatecrashers and went, hello, there's a lich-like creature I'd like to deal with. Also, I think Loki's angry. And for those of you who know their Norse mythology, Loki loves to get their revenge on people. It's funny. It's funny that... but actually, for what Bernard was talking about, there was talk when you were out dealing with a version of Loki. That Hemlock was talking about a memory of... basically maybe a god shard killing a god and a creature that was stored away in a mask. So this is where also, I think for those of you who've ever met Faerun, who would just be like, yeah, I had a god in my eye, and that was weird. I mean, if they'd asked me nicely, I would have let them come along, but they didn't. So, I mean, that's very rude. Hi, my name's Karen. Bless him. Yes. So pieces are on the table. Things are happening. Yes. So half elf Gatecrasher sort of like nods and like, all right then. I guess better go ask her for a dance. Maybe. Rest of you want to? What do you want to do?
What do you think is wise in this scenario? My initial instincts were to talk to the children to see if they, unseen by the others, underestimated by the others, had seen our kidnapped guests.
Gatecrasher, like, I'm not smirk sounds wrong, but like the side of his mouth is like, good idea, intuitive. Yeah, maybe that's not a bad idea at all. Points at Free Green, who's like, do you need to go have a seat? I'm absolutely fine. I always cry at weddings. Great.
I'm just gonna mage hand swap Thrycreen's drink with water.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh, I mean, it's not great. Yeah, it's an 8. It's a bit of spillage.
It's a spillage. I think that's the sort of thing. And then like as like the water comes, like another hand comes and like not like meanly like takes the champagne and it's like hydrate. Double fisting. Yes, folks.
I don't think double parked, isn't it? Double fisting is something very different.
Absolutely no, I don't know what you're talking about off sport.
Technically, it's quadruple fisting, right?
Well, technically, yes. Okay, so yes. If you're okay with this, we'll let if Sarah wants to go talk to the children. Ruin, you are currently just keeping. Are you just keeping an eye out the window?
Yeah, I think she's just kind of waiting for something to happen.
Hey, it's fair.
And in the meantime, I think while she's sort of like away from everyone and nobody's near, I think she'll just gently lift her mask and sip a bit of this drink whilst nobody's about.
What drink do you
see
think
the
you've got?
mask?
Yeah.
What's under the mask?
What's under the mask? No,
I've got a passive perception of 15.
Her face.
It's under the mask.
This does feel very anime. It's like, what was on the mask? A face.
You might find that Eri is behind it, but like, yeah, Eri is behind you.
What behind Ruin? Or
So you see the inside of the mask, but not the face.
Yeah.
You get that wonderful angle of just the silhouette.
Yeah.
It's like when you look at the inside of a mask, but suddenly it looks like the outside of the mask, but it's the inside of the mask, but it's the outside.
I think we also get, like, as I said, the Doctor Doom style, like, as the eyes are, like, moving around, you're like, yeah, just in the void.
Could just take it off for the party.
She puts the mask on and, like, turns with the drink and, like, cocks her head and says, "Are you curious?"
Only in so much that it behooves me to know who I am working with.
She, like, gets uncomfortably close, I suppose. And it's like, well, is it important what I look like underneath the mess to you? Or is it important what I bring to the table?
Generally, the latter is more important, though I would like to see your face, because it is important to see the eyes and understand who I am working with.
Oh, you can see her eyes through the mask. So the
No,
eye,
but like
yeah,
all the way around, or
yeah,
just...
yeah. They're like,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
You can
right.
see like the
Right,
holes.
Okay. Well then, I didn't say that then.
Yeah, I wanted to let you know.
Retroactively, whoop.
Okay, fine. Eri says, not as such, though it is okay, I have been told, to have a break once in a while.
I don't believe that if I took this mask off, it would be as comforting as you think, nor suitable for such festivities. In fact, I think it might make people rather uncomfortable.
Would it make you more comfortable?
Yesterday was the first time I felt anything on my face for many years. One day, one heart.
I will leave it at that. But is still, it is by you in now companionable silence? I don't know. Or
Yeah, I'd
awkward
say so.
silence.
I think it's companionable silence.
Yeah.
Your dress looks very... yeah, Ruin goes, your dress looks very nice.
I dislike it immensely.
I can tell.
As you both, Irai, you also looking out into the darkness.
Well, not into the darkness as such. I'm looking around.
Darkness!
As subtly as possible, I am trying to make sure I'm still observing, everything around.
Okay. I'd say because it's getting darker, it's doing that thing where you're seeing like the reflections of the. For podcast listeners, we're getting a lot of like heavy metal light show here, which is sensible. As it gets darker, you're sort of like seeing the reflections of things in the window. So, yes, as we're coming close to the break, Sarah, do you want to go talk to the Bambino Chinos?
Yes, and I think as well, like I don't know at what point Irai left the conversation between Sarah Gatecrashers and Bernard, but regardless, we'll on the way over to the children, we'll have messaged Ruin, so Ruin, you know about Sylvie as well, just to give you that heads up.
Oh shit!
Do you know? No.
I guess Ruin's more like, oh, the woman from the picture.
Yes, indeed. I am led to believe that she is much more dangerous than she looks, however. Do not try and take her on alone.
It's not a nice thing to do at a wedding at the best of times, but
Start a fight.
Yeah.
Don't give a damn, I have a bad reputation. Eye bombs from the top of the staircase.
Yes. So, Syrah, you and your large waddling over to there is a group of 3 children. Little boy, probably about 6, dressed, like when a 6-year-old boy is taken to a wedding. The waistcoat's already undone. He's sticky from jam. So where did he get a jam donut? There is a small elven girl. I said wood elf. Like has possibly you'd think would be like a flower girl, but literally like the ring of flowers around her head is a ring of flowers growing out of her, and a small blue tiefling boy, just sort of also in a waistcoat, and they are all sort of like they have somehow got the jam donuts, and they are just sort of eating, and they sort of look up, and they're like, and the human boy's like, hello.
Greetings. Your accoutrements are both appropriate for the occasion and impressive.
I don't know what that means, but you're welcome. Would you like some jam?
Thank you. I cannot imbibe.
Oh. Looks, and the girl's like, they mean that they cannot eat. Oh. All the more for me then, I suppose.
Could you describe the jam for me?
Red.
What is the taste and mouthfeel?
It's tastes of strawberries. Sticky. I like sticky things. I like jam. Like, you're kind of throwing this child who's like mouth taste. The little tiefling's like, it is like when my papa drinks wine. Thinks it reminds me of summer and of running through fields. The little boy's like, sticky. Looks like he's going to shove the tiefling, and the girl's like, no, sticky. Not sticky.
That is inappropriate behavior at this occasion.
Do
you like the jam being on your clothes?
Yeah, because I don't have to clean them. The servants clean, and I can be as sticky as I like, and I like being sticky. Would you like to see my insect?
Yes, I would.
Reaches into his pocket and pulls out like a stick insect. There you go. Stick insect.
Also sticky.
Yeah, he likes sticky. It's named Sticky.
That's fun. I have lost some friends here. I wonder if you could help me find them.
The tiefling is like, other children. We're some of the only children, but I'm happy to help you if you want. And they're like,
Well, they are not children per se, but one of them is child-sized, like me.
oh,
Perhaps you have noticed a raven folk?
like a yes, like the little bird girl. Yes.
Yes. You have seen her?
No. What's your passive insight?
15.
Yeah, a child who has inadvertently told the truth when he is not supposed to tell the truth, and then also is young enough to be like, no. So,
Yeah.
no.
I would like to channel divinity, emissary of peace, giving myself a bonus to my charisma checks for the next 10 minutes.
What does that look like?
I think, Syrah is just holding that banneret, and as the tiefling boy is lying to her, is just going to cock her head slightly, which I'm aware, in a doll-like creation, could look quite creepy. But as they do it, I think like the rainbow feather in her hair sort of does a little ripple. And the eyes that have sort of galaxy effect in them just sparkle just a little bit. And though the face is an expressionless metal mask-like plate, it feels warmer.
I think that's fair. The little tiefling boy looks at you, enchanted. You know, he's like, oh, mon Dieu.
You have been told not to tell anyone where they went.
Yes, it is a secret. It is a they're like, the girl's like, shush, Barton, you're not supposed to tell. No, but she's nice. She won't. No,
I don't want to get you in trouble. I'm very sorry. I'm just very sad to have lost my friend.
Oh no, your friend seemed very sad. It was being dragged away, and her mummy, it also seemed very sad. Well, her mummy's getting married. That's
Her
I don't
mummy
know
is
why
getting
people...
married.
Yeah.
Did her mummy also look like a Kenku, a raven folk?
Sort of, no.
Or more snake-like?
Sort of like points at the little girl. It's like a bit like that. You would, yeah. So you would assume sort of wood elf look. I would also say with your fact, you know that Perivilde disguised herself as a wood elf to try and integrate herself into the Autumn Court. And that is actually the point where there is a sort of the orc that's now introducing the soon-to-be Vicomte and Vicomtesse de Perrault. We'll start with the bride-to-be, a wood elf with very sort of dark skin, her sort of greenish hair like pulled back in the flowers, looking very like, fuck this shit, has been like forced into a wedding dress, and is like, oh god. The man steps out. He is human. He is probably about 6'5", broad, strong man with the deepest, darkest, bluest beard that a man could ever have, as he stands and looks. And those of you by the window, can you just make me a perception check?
Yeah. Oh, 17.
17?
11.
Eri, I think it would be fair to say that this is because Eri has turned to look at what is coming and sees this. Ruin, you are currently still sort of like looking in the reflection, and you see the reflection of a wood elf and an empty space next to her. And that, folks, is where we are going to take our break. We're going to be 5 to 10 minutes, so go fill your cups. You go help yourself to some jam donuts, some vol au vents, and we'll come back to the happy wedding of Bluebeard himself. Man loves keys.
Bluebeard the vampire.
Blair. See you in 5 to 10, folks. Hello, welcome back, y'all. Hope you had a good little break. Welcome to the marriage of Bluebeard. Surprise. Yes, actually, during the break, Nat made a very sassy comment, and I think it would be a shame if Nat's sassy comment was not put on stream. Nat, Winter, the floor is yours.
Oh, what? But that was an off-the-cuff being
No.
an asshole.
No.
It was...
Embarrass yourself as you embarrassed me in front of all these cats.
I just merely pointed out that Bluebeard was a fairy tale written by Charles Perrault in the 17th century, not the 18th century France, which is where we are currently based.
Anyway.
It was just a prod to Tom, because I knew he would care. But it's not that funny or nice.
Look, folks, if you're going to say anything, is it funny or is it nice? And it's neither. I think it's worth pointing out. Just to. This is why I'm here, to slowly embarrass my players. Anyway,
Good luck.
Oh,
I'm doing
God.
that to myself for years.
I love the challenge. Anyway, the party arrived at the party. They were all done up in their finery. Even Irai, though they were not so keen and managed to almost faceplant down some stairs, it was discovered that there was a variety of people at this party. It did seem indeed that Perivirdi, the snake woman prisoner, has been brought here along with or broken glass, as revealed by some young children. It also turns out that Sivloki, a red-headed, I was about to say temptress. I don't know what she
Devotees.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna fuck it?
I mean, it's Loki. Is someone gonna? Is someone
I
gonna
feel
fuck
like-
the?
I feel like this is saying more about you, Tom, than us.
Weirdly enough, yeah.
Once again, here we are. Was this a red-headed woman who is an antagonist for you? I'm just pointing out a pattern.
I love my terrifying red panda wife. Too many wives, Tom. Too many wives. Anyway, the god of mischief's here as well. And a Gatecrasher is getting progressively more and more drunk as he's filling up on champagne and one water. Indeed, as the party fully was getting into swing, the man and the woman of the hour arrived. One indeed, Snake Woman and Bluebeard, a large French, presumably man, who is not appearing in window reflections. It's fine. Sometimes people just don't appear in windows. It's fine. As we come back in, indeed, the announcement is made. The Vicomte and Vicomtesse to be. I say the Vicomtesse to be looks really, really insulted and angry that she's there. Kind of has been put into a large, flowing white dress. Her hands in front of her modestly. Again, I don't think you're going to have to make it clear where you're like, there's probably handcuffs or something there. The Vicomte sends and just says, "Good evening, my friends. Thank you very much for joining me tonight for my wedding to my beautiful bride here. Please avail yourself of the house. You may drink of my wine, eat of my food, and enjoy the many pleasures on offer here. This party will last long into the night. I hope you will be satisfied by dawn. Thank you all. My wife is also very glad you're here." And then sort of steps down. Various of the lords and the ladies come and start like Perivildi sort of like follows behind, and then it's like, again, you can, for those of you who are aware of magic, you can see there's like a tether, which is like a little bit like pulled round. What do y'all want to do? For those of you who were by the drinks table, the half-elf Gatecrasher just like, it's fucking Bluebeard. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to,
What is the problem?
Yes, so, turns out Bluebeard's real even. For those who don't know, he, first of all, he's got a weird thing about keys. That's probably why we're here. And second of all, he has a nasty habit of, like, decapitating his wives. So, probably need to, work out. I realise this is just a heartburn because everyone else is scattered. It's like, probably going to need to work out quite how to, get her back. Also, wonder where she is, though.
I mean, you should probably wait until Sarah gets back.
Good idea.
Probably
good
found
idea.
something on the recon.
Yeah, good idea. Looks at the other Gatecrasher, he's like, it's just a lovely day to be out and about, isn't it? It's like, I need you to sober up right now. On it, and just to go, like, what are we doing? It's like, okay. Yeah, Sarah, the children like, there she is. That is the beautiful bride.
Ah, yes. That is my friend's mother that I was looking for. Do you know where they would have taken my friend?
No. Make a persuasion check with your plus.
I also, while I'm rolling this, Tom, I would like to know, in this world, this fantasy world that we have created, is the story of Bluebeard a fairy tale that is known as a fairy tale, or is Bluebeard known, or not known to us, but as a real person? Like, just what Gatecrasher just said there about Bluebeard's real.
Yeah, to you, yes, Bluebeard is a real person, and Bluebeard is a concern. Unlike other issues with people stealing keys, he is a mover and dealer, and also has access to... Hey, if I tell you he had access to multi-dimensional travel, you could probably start putting some things together. But, yeah, no. God bless you, Niall. And God bless us all on this happy day of marriage to a vampire.
Everyone!
You said that, Tiny Tim. He's just like, hooray! I'm happy to be out of the house. Yes, so, Sarah, that is...
I'm still alive!
I didn't die ever. I'm a vampire. Focus, Tom. Yes, Nat. That's a boogeyman. That's I probably, in retrospectively, would put that painting on the wall with their like, yeah, he's a problem. Back at Gatecrasher HQ.
Okay. My persuasion is a plus 14 right this second, but I only rolled a 5 on the dice, so I'm going to use Built for Success to add a d4 to that. So that's a 21 total.
Holy shit.
No. Yes. They have probably put her somewhere safe back in one of the deep dark towers. Just maybe she'll be allowed to come to the wedding. It should be a happy affair.
Is Bluebeard your father?
How deeply would a tiefling blush?
Blue.
Very, like an octopus, and very quietly says, "I'm not supposed to say. It is an embarrassment to him." There is a certain je ne sais quoi to these three. Yeah.
Are you in danger here?
If we are good, and we do not make a mess, looking over to the one covered in jam, we are safe.
I'll prestidigitate the jam away.
No, my stickiness. No. Oh no.
Are you happy?
I have not known another place. The little girl's like, shh, but we're not supposed to talk about it. Yes, pretty lady. We are very happy here, and we are safe.
I am not a lady, but thank you for the intended compliment.
Blink, blink.
If you tell me where my friend has been taken, I promise that we will try and get you out of here and find you somewhere fun.
Oh. One more persuasion check. Sure. I know you've got a ridiculous score, but hey, it might be a nat one.
Now making a gambit for the adoption.
Look.
Adoption quotes.
Yeah, Talia isn't in this one, so.
I mean, Syrah is not very parental. It's very much an offer of, we'll find you a better place and leave you there instead. That is a 9, so 23.
Yes, I think. Like the human boy's like, I do not want to be stomps off. The tiefling looks and he goes, yes, that he might be a problem. Okay, if you can take us somewhere nice and happy and where we will not probably get bitten. Yes,
Are you
I will.
all his children?
Again, sort of like very small nod.
Gather your brother. It will be important that he does not betray us.
The baton and the girl sort of hurry off. We will give him more jam. That he's usually convinced when he has a stick on. Is usually convinced by jam. And just hurries off. Congratulations! Yes, save the babies.
Not yet. Not yet.
No, give it time.
Got to beat up a vampire first, apparently.
Well, quite.
I will do a message if they are taking me in the right direction. I will ping a message to not my Gatecrasher.
Your Gatecrasher.
No,
Please
not my
Hamlet.
Gatecrasher. No, it will have to be half elf Gatecrasher and then probably Ruin as well.
You ping. What do you say?
I have been informed of the location of. I am en route. I will stay in contact where possible.
Half elf, don't take any risks. I assume you know the dangers of this man.
I do. But also, I am hoping that he will stay in here with the rest of you.
I'll try and make a distraction. Give you a chance. See if you want. Do you want the others? Bernard's looking at me rather intensely.
Bernard just points at you and casts message. It's rude to point.
You get 2 messages at the same time. It's an experience.
Bernard. I was hoping that Gatecrasher would pass the message on to save me some time, but just so you know, I have been informed of the location of, and I am en route with the children. The children who belong to the groom. They are not happy.
One of them is very sticky.
Okay. This is all developing rather quickly, isn't it?
Well, while you ponder about that, I will let Ruin know.
You point across the room.
Ruin.
Ruin, you're doing that sort of thing of like looking in the mirror. Yeah, as you said, you've clocked the lack of reflection, which is even more evident as the Vicomte has come down the stairs and is now probably about 100 feet away in these big... It's very much that scene in Labyrinth of like going, oh, look, no reflections.
I think I'll turn to Irai and be like, maybe as hard it is to believe, but somebody asked me to marry them once, and I kind of looked like her.
We'll glance over at the... I don't know that it is hard to believe. Everyone was different once.
No, what I mean is I said no.
You didn't like them?
And I don't think she likes him.
That I can also tell. Do you pass on the message from?
Cyril will have included, assuming that Gatecrasher would have filled Bernard in on
Yeah.
who Bluebeard is,
Yeah.
would have said it to Ruin, just in case, on the assumption that you would pass it on to Iroi. This man is trouble. and a
Enough of us
problem.
have.
Yeah, I think Ruin turns to Ira and is like, he's a vampire. Also, Sarah's gonna go try find.
Right.
Katoosh.
by
I knew a
by
Katoosh.
Sarah's self, by herself.
I think so.
Hmm.
I think they're gonna try to
You
go within whilst making a distraction. But
Mhm.
apparently this guy is trouble.
Right, Sarah. I guess you will hear in your head Erai's voice saying, "Right, I'll be with you then, and you can respond to me in any way, just in your head, and call us if you need us."
Ah, this is much more convenient than having to have line of sight. Thank you.
Hmm.
Sarah. Yes. Go on, go, John.
Can Bernard be kind of within, or move so that all of his allies are sort of within 30 foot? Possibly apart from Sarah, who I'm aware is being kind of led elsewhere.
Yes. I mean, Ruin and Eri are up by the window. If you talk to the other Gatecrashers, they will happily move. So again, you can easily move around the space because it's that sort of thing that there's a lot of people trying to talk to the groom. Some people are trying to talk to the bride, who is literally staring daggers at them, and they're like, "Oh dear, she is nervous. I was nervous for my wedding." Yes, you can get some of your allies in. I mean, Sarah, the children are sort of gathered by what would be one of those tunnels, like the servants' tunnels. So you haven't quite disappeared yet. If you wanted to sort of catch her.
It's more of an effect that I can kind of keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it wouldn't be enough to kind of catch them.
Sure. So you get them. Yeah. So what are you?
I'm kind of waiting for a moment where it would not be too incongruous for Bernard to start performing something. I'm thinking possibly just starting off a sea shanty about Bluebeard's adventures. Just trying to celebrate and just be a little
I
bit.
am singing at the party.
And he got his money by being a pirate. Hey, ho, hey. Yeah. You could get you can also the band is there. Do you want to get the band on side?
Yeah, potentially.
Okay.
Get the band on side. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to cast my use my counter charm ability. It's got to be a bard thing, surely.
Yeah.
So I can perform until the end of my next turn. It doesn't. It just says it's an action, so I'm assuming this isn't going to cost me any resources. So I'm just going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
But during the time that I'm performing, me and any friendly creatures within 30 foot that can hear me gain advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed, both of which I think are things that are going to fuck us up right now.
Oh, impossible. This is just a happy wedding night. You go over. I think you buy the band. The band sort of look in. Again, mostly humans with their stringed instruments, and they were like, "Oh, good evening."
The band comprises of mostly humans, or these people appear to be mostly human?
Interesting question, Sean.
I know you work.
I know your movements, Sarah. Not that Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Yeah.
Hey, Sarah.
That way.
Yeah. Yes, they look. Good evening.
I was wondering if I could, employ you in a rousing bit of a song, just to celebrate our fine host.
Oh, that is not currently on the. Do you have you've kept your instruments on you?
Oh yeah, but if everybody's gotten to conceal their weapons, like Bernard will immediately just swing the flying V guitar around, strum a chord, a nice ballady chord.
Yeah, make a
in
performance
mind.
check with advantage. You already know you've got one fan in the audience.
I will. The other thing is, during his speech, Bluebird said that we would all be served well by Dawn. So I've assumed that the water Genasi's name is Dawn, and we'll just go, "This is for you, Dawn."
Woo, Bernard.
And yeah, I'm just going to start. It's going to be a kind of weird mishmash of rock ballad and sea shanty. A rock shanty.
Please make a performance with advantage.
Shandy on the rocks. Performance.
Yep.
Avec advantage.
Advantage.
I will do this. I am glad I had advantage. One of those was a 1. The other one was a 6. So it's a 21.
It's sort of like there's a for one of the first times in your life, there's like a bum note that echoes, and then they're like, the band's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a C, and a sort of, there's like a glockenspiel starts playing. It's a rollicking good tune of a man who fought against adversity and rose up.
I'm mostly concentrating on the counter charm,
that's the thing where they kind of like they pick up on it. Yes, so I think you keep casting this counter charm that is now in effect for as long as you are playing. The host looks and sort of like raises a hand in acknowledgement. Is like, oh yes, marvelous.
In between strums, I will kind of rock a V at him and wink and just carry on.
Very slowly gives you the horns back and like, if you look over at the bride, who's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Help me.
I wink at her too.
She's weirdly not, it's like, yeah, she probably would enjoy this at the best of times, but is not charmed at the moment. Okay, before we cut to the kid party, Irai or Ruin, anything you want to be preparing or doing?
After you, Lola.
I think Irai is probably moving around the room in a very fluid way that would not be out of place, as if with pauses, like on the outskirts of groups to make their way around to be able to be in an optimal position near.
Are you leaving within the 30-foot radius of the counter charm?
No, well, how big is the room? I'm just trying to kind of somewhat stealthily. Are you trying to blend in?
It was
get a bit closer, and
it was 120 feet from the staircase to the window, and it's probably about 40 feet across. So it's a big room. It's a big, stately room.
Ideally, no, I wouldn't be leaving the counter charm.
If I see you trying to kind of test the edges of it, Bernard will try and move as well to keep kind of still encapsulate.
This has resulted on people thinking, the music's happening, and a dance has started. Those, again, sort of like, those of you paying attention can see, like, the conversations between the various houses are continuing. I'm having to be a bit like, I'm having to do this over an electric guitar right now. It's not as convenient, but
Does Zero catch any of the conversations and see?
Make a, I guess, investigation check.
Okay.
Whoops! Keep dropping these off the table. And it was cocked.
Is now. Oh jeez, I can't see that. A 2. A 4.
Nice tonight.
Yeah.
Lola.
My dice.
Dice
not.
jail.
Yeah. We don't like casserole points, but I will be changing my dice yet again. Okay, yeah. So I got a 4.
4. It's again sort of like the music is a bit too loud. People are. I mean, it's protecting you. People are sort of aware that as you sort of come up, they sort of like politely smile and like conclude their conversations and then move in, like dancing. And then it's that sort of weird thing where they're kind of like waltzing, but they're like they're talking into each other's ears and being aware. So yeah, you can't really pick up on.
I should have rolled the stealth first because I did say I was trying to go around stealthily.
I mean,
yeah.
Ruin.
Okay.
Anything you want to do?
I think as like Irai goes, Ruin like fishes into like her little satchel, and pulls out a little gold band, and just looks at it for a while. It's crude. It's not like a beautiful ring, but it's been kept.
Well, you said no.
She did.
Oh, plot.
She sort of like turns it over in her hand a few times, and then puts it back in the satchel, and makes a beeline for the pirate.
Oh. Okay, I think it's you walk. There is there is sort of people who are like, "My lord, you understand?" He sort of like looks, and then sort of like looks at you and gives you a very polite nod. And but he's like, kind of like just. Is it like? Are you making it clear you want? Again, I realise we've got the mask on. You make it clear you want to talk to him. Or?
I think, yeah, because she just stands looking at him whilst everybody's there.
Again, sort of puts up a hand, and then people in sort of like gestures. So walks. His bride walks 10 feet behind him, sort of, and sort of like, "How are you enjoying my party?"
Well, there's music, and it's a shame nobody's dancing. And she holds her hand up.
My dear, it is my wedding night. I have yet to dance with my own bride. But, where did you come from, my friend? You don't seem like you're from these woods.
This is your party. Do you not know every guest you have?
Clearly I don't. Maybe you are. I assume you're not of my wife's family? Looks over to the orcs. It's Ruin. Ruin. Is that a Faerunian name, Ruin?
It's a name of Bator.
My dear, I'm sure you wouldn't mind if I had a dance with Ruin here. I am going to cut your fucking... Takes a hand.
I'll let him lead.
Yeah. As the music's playing, how good is Ruin at dance?
She's got a decent performance.
Roll me a performance, please.
That's a non-natural 20.
No.
We're now into a cut scene as we watch as this large, bulking, piratical man and the mysterious lady and her beautiful flowing dress. They with fire and water, and they waltz, and at a distance, sort of like kind of being pulled along, is this wood elf who's like again as this walks through, as she goes past like Bernard and is like, "What the fuck are you doing, Gatecrasher?" And then just like.
So, when
Robin.
sorry.
No, go on, Leia.
No, ere I was coming round to be near. Is there this tether that
Yes.
is between them? Is it? It's not visual in nature.
No.
It's magical.
No.
Is there perhaps anything that one could detect about it being a way of disrupting it, essentially?
Interesting. Make an investigation check with disadvantage because unless you're
Arcana?
making an Arcana with disadvantage, then.
Disadvantage with my dice.
Yeah. I'm dooming you.
Because I rolled a 19 and a 9. Fortunately, it's plus
Wait,
7.
wait. Have I left the room yet?
I don't know, Syrah. Do you think you've left yet?
Wait, have I left the room yet?
Probably not. No. If you want to, the kids are like are gathering. Probably as you are. This is probably as you're about to exit.
Okay. Is Iroroi still within 60 feet of me?
Yes.
Then, as a clockwork sorcerer, I can restore balance, so you cancel the disadvantage.
Ooh.
But
So
then, it is in fact a 26.
Yes. There is her hands. 'Cause as I said, she's been holding her hands in front of her like modestly, which look like there is a silver rope around that, and you see sort of like, again, not getting too close, you can see that he has sort of it looks like it would be a watch chain, but it doesn't look like there's a watch. It looks like, yeah, he's bound her with a form of magic rope.
Do I think that there is a way to cut this rope, but if I tell her to still hold on to it, then there would be a way to essentially to break her being chained, but have him not know for the moment.
You could certainly try. It is a case of you need to be able to communicate with her, which I realise for you isn't as big an issue as it might be for some. You also have to accept that she is very, very angry at the moment, that obviously she has been traded off as part of a deal. You can, in the words of the immortal scholars, you can certainly try.
Mm-hmm. So I would come next to her or behind it, just still relatively steadily, so other people aren't necessarily paying attention to me, but just to say there is possibly a way to
Take my hands. Dance.
Yes.
Thrust herself. So, like, does her best to be. You're going to have to waltz with her. If
Oh
you're gonna,
god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make a performance check
Oh god.
with disadvantage. Again, I'm being horrible to you, but you don't want to dance. Although you're dexterous, aren't you?
Jesus Christ. Okay, another 19 and a 3. So
She takes that. She just sort of goes, "What the fuck? I'll take that. I'll be the lead." And then sort of
Okay.
like she pivots around.
well, it was a 7. It was still bad.
So like gets her hands up and over, so she's got like her hands around your waist, and you're just like, "What are you playing at, Gatecrasher?"
I'm not a gatecrasher. I was it's very stiffly because like you've restricted my range of movement. I was going to suggest that we cut your tether, but do it in such a way that Bluebeard would not notice.
He just seemed to be distracted by your associate. You're going to get me out of here, though.
That is the plan. Though, why were you what happened here?
I got traded because that corrupted Gatecrasher is quiet because it's just like being pulled very close to Runa. There was a trade. They gave him a key from one of your Gatecrashers, and then it's like I'm going to be a problem. So give me to the murderer, so he can put my head on whatever he's building down there.
Down what?
I don't know. In the tower, I don't know.
Yes, well, we wouldn't want you to lose your head. Though this is rather uncomfortable.
Kind of like, spin me. Spin me!
Okay, well...
I picked up, you spin, and again, like, she spins, and then offers sort of like her hands to you. It's like, oh, we're just waltzing.
Okay. Right, so is there a way to kind of cut this tether without Rupert being aware?
How do you want to do it?
I would do it with the use of like a flavor of burnt hands or something. Like instead of burning hands in like our entire maybe just kind of using some of that radiant energy to like burn away the tether in between her hands, but still hold it. Like hold it with the other hand, and she is holding one other end of it, so it doesn't automatically just snap and
You certainly get her hands free. He's very close, so he probably is going to notice because the spell's going to dispel.
Okay, so there isn't a way to do it without
Unless he can be very distracted and not feel like the break of the spell.
Perhaps before I do it, I will try and catch Rowan's eye.
Spinning.
Yeah, can we see how well maybe I do distract him?
Yeah, of course. This is the ballroom seduction scene. You got to dance with the villain. I'll be distraction. Oh, my flamey shoulders. Yeah, please. Are you running? Are you running a? No, I was about to say a honeypot. That's not what you're doing here. Be a distraction. What are you doing?
She says, "Do you know why I'm here?"
I assume that you came with, I've heard you came with a group of interesting people, a certain group of do-gooders.
And how did you come across that information?
You're currently in my home, Miss Ruin. I also have know that you're my servant introduced your party as Gatecrashers. I know of the Gatecrashers. I know what they're trying to slightly like lets go of one of your hands and moves to show like a scar on his neck. And they are they're very protective of the things they own.
But do you know why I'm here?
Looks in again, tries to look into your eyes, but then they. No, I don't think you really are a mystery. You're not like the others, in a way. I do hope you're not here to kill me. That would be an awful way to end the evening.
Well, that depends on your attitudes and how well you dance.
Reaches, yes, this is a very close dance. You did really good. He's also he's surprisingly nimble for such a sort of bulky man. Yeah. You're I can't help but notice that you're less than let's say basically your friend is currently struggling to spin my wife to be.
I wouldn't use my attention on that when
I'm sure I
there is
wouldn't.
something a lot more interesting in front of you. A deal, perhaps.
I'm listening.
Tell me, how much do you know about hell, Mr. Bluebeard?
You use my you use my Earth name. Again, a phrase that you have not heard. You are from the house, Miss Faerun. I assume that you pulled yourself out of it, or maybe you were rescued by one of these peacocks.
Who said I ever left?
I'm amenable to hearing what you might have to offer.
I have spent a long time with monsters, Mr. Beard. And I recognize one when I see one.
Politely nods.
She starts to slowly peel off the mask, revealing her face, which is that of a beautiful woman with hazel eyes. But across her face are 3 large gashes that trail from the side of her head all the way down to her chin. And she looks at him and says, "I'm a little bit of a monster myself."
Make a persuasion check with advantage. Oh boy!
That's a 19.
Ruin, you got this bastard on the hook.
You seem like an entrepreneur that has a lot of aristocracy around you, but these are small fry in comparison to the aristocracy of the 9 hells. Have you ever wondered where all that dirty money goes once it's been spent?
I'll be honest with you, Miss Ruin. I have tried not to consider the hells too much, but kind of glances down at. I assume you've still got a pouch where, like, but I understand that you might be dealing in such dirty money. All right. I assume that you wish to make a deal of some kind. I have to be honest, I don't see what exactly I have to offer such a fascinating creature as yourself.
Well, you've never dealt with the hells before because there is plenty of gold in it for you. But I'm only interested in one thing. And
Okay.
I'll lean into his ear and whisper, "Your soul." That is presuming you still have one. Is that enough of a distraction?
Yeah.
I feel like as I'm whispering in his ear,
As you lean in, Irai, you're gonna break the chain.
Gonna break the chain.
You must never break the chain.
Oh,
listen to the wind
late now.
blow.
You don't break it now.
yeah, we get to the guitar solo part of the performance now.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
Bum, bum.
Chain is broken, and I will, like, so as not to kind of raise suspicion with anyone else, like try and dance her away.
You, yes. Make a. Ooh, what's a good role for breaking a woman out of her enchainment? Yes.
Is there such thing as a freedom check?
Yeah, there really should be. I'll tell you
there's
what.
literally a spell for that, which I have, but I went somewhere else.
We're gonna get to you in a second, Syrah. Yes, I tell you what. Roll a stealth check, Irai, as the multi-dimensional Fleetwood Mac gets more and more loud and intense.
Okay, so that's a 14 on the dice, but a 23.
Yeah, keep us together. Running in the shadows.
As that's so what was that in total, Leona?
23.
You pivot, you spin this wood elf as that's sort of going. As we also hear your soul and Syrah. Sorry, folks. For those listening to the podcast, we're back in the rave. Syrah, we in this time you have been led by the three Bambinos to down some corridors. They've stayed together. You've moved at decent speed, and you are now presented with a door, a wooden door, red, unassuming. In a one of the corridors.
Tell me it's unassuming.
It's just this boring door.
It's just a normal door.
Yeah, just
a normal door.
red.
Just an innocent door.
That's me.
Innocent doors.
Yeah.
Just a door. Just an innocent door.
What do you mean?
Just an innocent door.
How are you doing, American watchers? You're confused. Anyway, yes. Just like the enemy of all great Dungeons and Dragons game. Just a door.
We'll look at the children. Is there some sort of lock, trap, or arcane or mundane on this?
It's a door that leads to the chamber.
Why have we stopped then?
We're not supposed to go in there. It's scary. Mummy's
Have you been in there
living
before?
No, we're not allowed to go see mummies.
Your mother's oh. Perhaps it is best that you do stay out of here.
Please do not hurt mummies. They are mummies, and they love us, even though they cannot show it.
They do not love you.
What?
You said that they do not love you.
No, they...
They do
What?
love you. You are confused.
She is right. They do not love us because they would want to eat us. No, that's not true. Why are you sticky again? I found chocolate.
I understand. I do believe it would be best if you all stayed out of here. However, do you know whether this door has any traps or tricks to it?
No.
Come along now, we are friends. I am trying to help you.
No, there are no traps on the door. It is what is behind the door that is dangerous.
I understand. It may be best if you return to the party, but I will inform the rest of my group that you are to be given the option where you go once we are done here.
Thank you, madame. That is very kind, says the little tiefling, and the sticky boy's like, meh. And the girl sort of like curtsies and is like, I hope you find your friend. I hope that she is well and has not had her head removed.
I hope that also. Here, I'm going to give the sticky boy the ostrich feather from my hair.
It instantly starts like getting, it is, look, sticky. Pulls out the stick inserts like,
It is also a stick of sorts.
it is true and it is beautiful. I shall cover it in chocolate. And then waddles off.
Waddles.
It's 6-year-old. I shall cover it in chocolate.
Jam chocolate boy.
It's very like that that in Shrek, that do the roar, just horrible little child.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you, Daddy. I love my horrible mama. Yes, the like sticky boy goes off, girl goes off. Tiefling's like, we will wait for you. You will not leave us like mamas. I believe you.
I believe we did not do a formal introduction. My name is Sarah. I will curtsy.
Baton. And, so like a stick, baton, or like a loaf of bread, I suppose. Bows deeply, polite young man, and nervously.
Till we meet again, Baton.
See you there. Off he goes. You're now standing in front of a door.
I will message Irarai. How is it going?
You're muted, Irarai. Still
Am I muted?
You're
No,
back.
No, I wasn't muted. I just wasn't looking at my mic. Okay. Okay. Yes, you don't need to message because I'm just in your head. Yes.
That's what I meant. The telepathic.
Yeah.
How
Yes,
is it
yes,
all
yes.
going?
The situation is slowly progressing. Well, slowly is not quite the word. I have the prisoner now. Have separated her from Bluebeard, and Bluebeard is being occupied by Ruin. Where are you?
I'm in front of a red door. I believe it leads to the dungeon in which Ksh is trapped. However, I have also been led to believe that the mothers of the children that led me here are behind this door as well. I do not think that they will welcome me warmly. I believe that they may also be vampires.
Ah.
Bluebeard's previous brides.
Do you need... Do you have some way of fighting them, or do you need assistance?
I can fight. That is not in the question. However, the probability of me coming out of this fight unscathed if it was just me on my own is predicted to be low. If that is in fact the case, if I step
guess
through
I
this
will.
door, but I do not have a stealthy way of assessing the situation.
Okay. Eri will kind of try and look at the others, perhaps. Where is Gatecrasher?
Which one?
Either of them. Where are they?
So Cirrha's Gatecrasher has kind of like moved, as it's sort of like tipsy, has moved, is close to the band, and is sort of like is also dancing, but you can kind of see has sobered up necessarily. Half elf Gatecrasher, no idea, and also the lady in green, also gone.
Oh,
Yeah, I
great.
was going to say none of us actually went over to speak to her.
No.
I think the half-elf Gatecrasher was going to go ask her to dance, so
Yeah,
presumably
both have vanished.
Oh, fun.
Bernard had
Oh, fun.
resolved to try and kind of keep an eye on that, and then more interesting things happened.
That's the problem, and especially with this god of mischief, where you're like, I took my eye off her, and she's in the walls.
Right. So we'll kind of stealthily dance over to Cirrha's Gatecrasher and say,
Are you taking her 10 feet away from Bluebeard?
It would have to be within the, like, as the dance moves that way, then.
Sure. Make a stealth check with disadvantage, as this is. Hey, it's big. It's a transference of. Are you trying to like hand her over to Gatecrasher?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. I rolled a 15 on one dice and a 14 on the other. So either way, that is either a 23 or 24?
You spin Perivildi. Gatecrasher wraps her in his arms and is like, got it.
No more than
And
10
starts.
feet. And then
Yeah, starts. Bluebeard's like, my soul, you say? Ah. Pardon me, Miss Ruin. I believe this party might be getting loud. Excuse me, Monsieur. I believe you're taking my bride. Gatecrasher's
subject didn't matter.
The fact, no, you got it to. You got
Okay.
it to him. So he is making, and he's like, I tell you what, Ruin, he sort of like politely lets go of your hands and starts moving. This would, I believe, be an attack of opportunity if you want to go loud on this.
Such a tough question.
Can I see that shit's about to go down as
Well,
well?
we're right by you. I
Yes,
think.
you can see, and there's like a moment of like, oh, she seems to be wandering off with that large insect man.
I think I want to do, but I'll give you the first off.
What's he wearing?
Bluebeard. Bluebeard is.
I'd have been dancing with him long enough to have like a good look at what he was wearing.
Bluebeard is in a again sort of like I've been talking about like Beauty and the Beast, that same sort of like French long coat, high boots, sort of quite tight trousers, a very sort of ruffled white shirt. I said he's broad and muscular. There is, I would actually say now you're close, there is the slightest hint of blood, just a frisson. Yes, and at his side, you do see that he has a pistol. It's old, it's probably not got that much shot in it, but he's armed.
Is he wearing any buckles, like belt buckles and stuff like that?
He's wearing a belt. He's also sort of like, yes, yeah, he's got metal on him. Yeah.
Well, presumably the buckle for the gun belt as well.
Yes.
I'll cast heat metal on that.
You cast heat metal.
On the bolt, on the belt buckle for the gun.
Fair enough.
The gun?
Oh wait, this
Explosion.
is an attack of opportunity, isn't it?
I mean, he's leaving you, and he's walking.
He's leaving me.
I know he's going back to the other woman.
Outrageous.
Like, would I be? Because obviously you can't cast a spell unless it's you've got Warcaster. But
you're not in combat yet. I mean, if you wanted to cast a spell to start.
Well, what I'm thinking is I either cast heat metal on the belt and he takes the belt off, throwing the gun down, or I sleight of hand the gun out of his pocket.
I mean, that he's observant, but you could say, hey, like I
would
said
say
to Lola,
he's more distracted by the fact that his wife's getting taken away now.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Could we do this in tandem with the thing I would like to do?
Yes, you can.
You know what? Yeah, I'll just swipe the gun.
Cool. You roll sleight of hand, Sean. What's your plan, my brother?
So Bernard's obviously been keeping an eye on this, kind of keeping the song going, and can tell that we're kind of on that pivot point where we just need to keep this guy in place. Could he please make me a wisdom saving throw, because I am casting Enthrall. The only thing is, Actually, I'm going to be indiscriminate here. Anyone that I haven't fought alongside, I would also like to make saves.
Nice.
Creatures that can't be charmed succeed automatically.
Okay, let's have a look.
Which is my gambit.
That's a fair gambit. Wisdom saving throw. Not great. He got a 17.
My DC is 18.
Beautiful. He is enthralled.
Cool.
And I'm just gonna roll a general D20 for the room. It's an 11. Yes. So
on a failed save, the target has disadvantage on wisdom perception checks made to perceive any creature other than you until the spell ends, or the target can no longer hear you, and it ends if I'm incapacitated or can no longer speak.
it is that moment a bit like we're having when people are throwing the horns, where the lights are filling around and a spotlight just hit Bernard, and the most of the room, including Bluebeard, turn to look as you lay down a blistering guitar solo above your head. Yes.
It's got to be a string of words, so I think we get to the System of a Down style rap bit.
No, did you roll your sleight of hand?
I did, but I rolled an 11. So I'm going to use Chronal Shift.
Sure.
Which is my Chronology Wizard feature. And basically, the way I'd like to flavor this is that she goes for the gun a bit too abruptly and is immediately caught, but then sort of the last 2-3 seconds just manages to rewind time slightly.
And then
have another go again and basically be right, I really fucked that up last time. Hopefully, just this little shift in time.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Make the difference. And I think that is all the difference with a 23.
Yeah, boy.
You again, you sort of he takes a couple of steps back, the coat billows, and very slightly, you're holding a gunpowder pistol in your hands, which you just slightly
Is he still making a beeline for
Gatecrasher? My friends, you seem to I apologize, I seem to have danced with your
Is he not enthralled by Bernard and therefore
just sort of looks like marvelous, my friend, absolutely marvelous. A fine musician, one Bernard Hart. Yes, my servants have talked with you, Mr. Hart. I would be honored if you would play the wedding procession for us. I think, my friends, it is time that we get our marriage sanctified. Yes?
I'm still just rapping in his face. I can't let this up.
You can't let it up. You see, he is a master musician. He is very, very charming indeed.
Whilst this is
go on.
Yeah, whilst this is happening, I would have given Paravaldi to Gatecrasher and said Syrah needs assistance, and then attempted to dash away to go help Syrah with Gatecrasher.
Sure. You can dash away, Gatecrasher. Gatecrasher is kind of covered Paravaldi's ears because she's like, I want to listen to the music, and he's like, no.
It's probably better that she does.
He's just looking at Bernard.
We're not exactly friends.
Well, that's the thing. Is she's he's sort of escorting her, and she's like, no, the master. So yes, Ruin. No eyes are on you if you want to. Yes, everyone's looking at the greatest musician. I was about to say the Paul McCartney, but higher. Yeah. What do you want to? You've got a gun.
Yeah.
You've also got a knife that's kind of stab him. Yeah. Stab him.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna armor up.
Smart.
So my armor will like. I'll put the iron mask back on before I do, so it's underneath. And then I'll walk up right behind him, put the gun up to the back of his head, and just fire it.
Okay.
And then use my second attack to stab him with the knife. Like a bang. Prison shank.
That's prison shank. I assume that you don't have a.
party.
What a way to start a.
A way to start a
Sanctify
party.
a marriage.
Yeah.
I've found a pistol that's a D10.
Yeah. Roll your attack with that, and then see if you roll your damage.
Let me just need to add it to my inventory.
It's a one-shot pistol, but it's enough to be sort of like back of the head.
Would I? Is he surprised? Is this like a?
He wasn't. Yes, he wasn't. He wasn't expecting to be shot in the back of the head. They never are.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Our chief weapon is surprise. Surprise and fear.
Fear and surprise.
I'll come in again.
Okay, that is a 22 to hit.
You shoot the pirate vampire Frenchman in the back of the head. Roll your damage.
Ideal. Max damage, 14 points of pistol damage, which I believe is piercing.
Click, boom.
And then I will attempt to stab him with this cursed dagger.
Yeah.
Now, the dagger is just a normal dagger.
Of course, there's nothing. It just tells you to kill people.
Yeah, but all right. Well, I rolled a 27 to stab with the.
Roll dagger damage.
Is it just a regular, just a D4?
D4, and then we'll see what happens.
That is a 2. So +4 is 6 points of dagger damage, which is also, funnily enough, piercing.
You click, boom, you stab, you catch him.
I think I like the idea that she's like walking up and she just fires, and it's like bang, and he turns around and she just stabs him in the eye with this dagger.
You get him in the eye. Are you leaving the dagger in?
No, she's pulling it out.
You pull it out. Are you within 5 feet of him now? Because
yeah, I'd have to be to do.
The blood goes straight in. You take 11 points of poison damage as the blood hits you and gets. You're just like, oh god, horrid. He just looks at you and he's like, oh, I knew that you were here to kill me. You really do know how to treat a man. Okay, so we're doing this.
So, just to confirm.
Yes.
Was it the dagger that made his blood poison? Or he's just poisoned?
You think it's him that's got poisonous blood.
Right.
But you hear the dagger going, yes. Can you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Can you stab him, Clem Fandango?
Yes.
Fortunately, I've stopped doing the counter charm so that I can do the enthrall. So,
it's fine. I rolled a 22.
You should stab him. Stab him again. Do it. Do it for me, meat hook. No?
What?
What?
You just call me Meat Hook?
Who are you? Are you my father?
No, I'm your new master, Ruin.
Oh. Stab him, Ruin. Do it for me.
No, you'll do the stabbing for me.
Okay. Are you hurt?
A little.
Would you like? Oh, emotionally, I don't know if I can work with that.
No, I've been poisoned.
Oh, please take 2 points of healing as the blood from the knife weirdly sort of like just trickles into you.
Oh, and how many times can you do this?
Healing.
Depends on how. If you depends.
Are you trying to tell me if I keep stabbing with you, you'll heal me more?
Yes.
This seems like an amicable relationship.
Good.
I have a feeling that this is going to be the beginnings of a beautiful friendship. What can I call you, Knife?
You can call me Knife.
Wow, you really were a pushover in school, weren't you?
Very rude. Watch out, as does a 21 hit?
I mean, it would if I didn't cast shield.
Okay. It's just a... Oh, wow. Okay.
I feel like at the last minute I see this thing and I
yeah.
just put my arm up. It's like a hellish flame shield appears.
The Bluebeard just sort of like gestures. The band like, oh, here we go. And just a more intense battle music happens. Syrah, down the corridor, you hear, and the door starts slowly opening.
Oh wow. What? Can I please, after I'd messaged Irai on the understanding that they were heading down here, would I have had a couple of seconds?
Yeah.
Before this happens?
You've got half a minute or so, yeah.
Oh, great. In that case, I will recast Armor of Agathis on myself. And they're at, let's go with 4th level.
What's that look like?
So I can't remember how I described it before because it has been a long time. But again, it's probably just that they stand there and sort of turn the banneret slightly, and just the sort of silvery icy shimmer just kind of trickles over including like the beignets at the beignets. That's a snack.
Yes, you took some snack. The hollandaise, yeah.
I'm a snack. That's a dessert.
Including the whole of the dress. And then we'll also I think there's just a little bit of Gatecrasher sort of symbology that's sort of drawn in the air with a finger. So it's not like a crucifix or anything like that, but the Gatecrasher equivalent symbol. And just kind of throws it on herself, as I also cast protection from evil and good.
I don't know why you think you need that in this castle, but sure.
Who could say?
Fill your boots, Sir Syrah. I also...
Syrah.
Yeah, right. You also can see, like, Syrah, were you heading back, or are you still by the door? You can see
They were going to wait by the door, and sort of as they were casting the protective spells upon themselves, we'll be listening to see if they can hear anything from the other side of the door. Great.
I will let this happen, and then Irai, you're heading to the door, right?
Yeah, and I've got my staff out.
Perfect. I will let, as we're coming to the close of the session, Syrah, please roll whatever you want to roll to listen to what's behind the door.
A persuasion check?
Yeah, if you could persuade the door to just be chill.
Sure, please, just tell me what's going on. No.
You don't have to do this.
You don't have to defend them.
Okay.
That was a 4 on the dice for a 9 total.
How close to the door are you getting?
Well, they probably would have stopped probably about 5 feet away, because I don't know, that's where the children would have taken her.
Do you want to get closer? If you want to get closer, I'll let you re-roll. I'll let you have an advantage on this because you're right next to the door.
I mean, obvious trap is obvious trap, but sure, why not?
Please re-roll.
Embrace the fun, huh?
Hmm.
Great, that's a 16 for a 21.
Absolutely. As you get closer, you can hear the pounding of feet coming closer. It's like echoing. You think you're in a tower. You think whatever was down is now coming up. Possibly like one pair of feet moving, and then there's like a pause, and then it starts again closer, like someone has misty stepped. Irai, I'll let you arrive now as you see your companion like leaning her ear against the door.
Well, in your head, I'd just be like, I'm now behind you. What is this you need? Shall we?
There is someone behind the door. They have some sort of magical ability.
Irai, I'm gonna give you a turn until the door is opened. So if there's anything you want to do in the 6 seconds before the door.
I'm a monk. What the fuck am I gonna do?
I don't know.
No, I'm joking.
Meditate.
Everything else requires a visual. So
Well, knowing that, I don't know if now that Irai is there, the plan was always to go in the tower anyway. So I don't know if Syrah would have waited for the thing the other side to open the door. Like, if we have time, she'll just open the door.
Perfect. At which point, a redhead woman in a beautiful green dress holding a bird above her head just goes, "Move, you bastards!" Sort of skitters past you as you just hear as what is basically...
Close the door.
Yeah. Hey, you! as a little Kenku goes, "Hi guys." She has sort of like it's sort of magic, like a magic beak basically, that someone has sort of like put like a little ring around. So she has her, because poor broken glass had to have her beak snatched off to work, and she's like, "Hi guys, hi Sarah, good to see you."
We're here to rescue you. It seems it's already underway. There are vampires here.
Yay! So like he's like, hate to break it to you, crump, as the door, and
Is there a candlestick? This is a gothic place,
Yeah,
right?
of
Is there
course
a
it's a
long,
candlestick.
tall candlestick of sorts?
Yeah, he's singing to you about being.
do you want to grab a candelabra?
Yeah, I want to use it to try and, like, if there's a way to block the door.
Okay. As the
Barrier.
yeah, please. I'll tell you what. Roll a strength check to drag this large candelabra.
A strength check, you say? That's a 23.
You drag the candelabra as there's a bang, 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 5 knocks as something smacks into it. So Loki, again, broken glass is dressed in, basically has been dressed for the wedding and is in like a little bridesmaid costume. Also has like the little ring of flowers, and it's like been held up, and she just seems very content. Like her little Kenku feet are just wiggling. She doesn't seem at all concerned that a god's kidnapping her.
She look drugged or something, or drunk, or no?
Possibly, sort of like it probably has been given a little bit of wine, and she's like 10, so she's just chill. She's just having a nice day. Don't give wine to children. Oh. Anyway,
Well, broken glass seems a lot younger than I thought she
oh,
was.
she was a
in the
child.
previous
She was a
campaign.
child. She was a child that was taken by a gatecrasher, and then
Okay.
yeah.
We're all terrible people.
Yeah, terrible people. Anyway,
Gatecrashers there, aren't you?
Sivluki holding the flower girl above head is running off down the corridor as there's bum bum
Past
bum.
me? Do we need
yeah.
this child? Do we need?
Do you want to save her?
Yes, we are here to rescue.
That's me. Hi.
Okay, I guess we'll.
I believe this is dealt with. They are delayed for now. We may as well follow the others into the main
Yes,
room.
it's
And then we are
following-
all together.
Yeah.
For the inevitable battle.
We'll be following Loki and.
As we come to the conclusion of this episode, as the vampire band starts playing, the vampire lord Bluebeard stands up and is like, "My friends, I believe this is what they
I
in the
have been
tree."
shot. My friends, I've been shot.
I've been shot. Gun pouring as that's slowly subhealing. I believe this is what they in the trade call a ballroom blitz. As ballroom blitz starts playing on a. Right, and on that note, thank you everyone for joining us here for episode 3 of Teeth and Lies. If you have enjoyed what we're doing, we play every Monday and Tuesday. New games on Monday, repeats on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. British time. So I think we're still in summertime by the time this airs. We also have a lot of content on our YouTube, so if you have missed any of our content, including one adventure to the land of the dinosaurs, then you can find it there.
Who could forget No Die Park?
Who can forget No Die Park and the reason Tom hates pigeons? No, but seriously, pigeons have gone through a lot. Please do take care of them. Humans have abandoned them. That's your little pigeon facts for today. Massive thank you to the D20 Club. They support us on Patreon for one of their local currency. Wow. They confusing for the podcast listeners, but so's been the rest of this episode. They help support us. That could be one of your local currency, or indeed one goat, which has to be sent for me, mostly so I can take care of my dinosaurs in my lovely park. Also, if you give us 5 goats, you get to see other adventures. Some of them are canons, some of them are not. I think most recently there was a pirate adventure, so look forward to that. I got to wear a lovely hat, and that's the most important thing. A massive thank you to our supporters and our sponsors. You can find us all over the social media. That is the TikToks, the X's, Twits, the Facebooks, podcasts. If you have managed this podcast, well done. There's been a lot of visual gags in this, and you've also got to experience the passage of time. Some of us are grown beards, some of us have lost beards. I am rambling because I never want this to end. Thank you to my players. I don't think I get to say that enough. As we get to say at the end of every episode, what does je ne sais quoi mean? I don't know. Maybe you should read a dictionary. Anyway, good night.
Nice.